Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
We choose you as our
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Englishers. We are here in Jiabong National High School.
We are still in the series Instructional Material,
And today we will be interviewing a senior high school teacher.
teaching, reading, and writing.
We will be asking him how do he select, develop, and evaluate instructional materials. So what are you waiting for? Backlash!
So, good afternoon, sir. So,
Yes, good.
our first question, sir, is how do you select instructional materials that you would be utilizing in your lesson or as of now your modules?
Okay, so selecting of instructional materials. Well, as of the moment, while we are facing pandemic, we will be having this meld in the most essential learnings competencies as our guide in selecting the instructional materials to be utilized in the utilized for the instruction for the delivery of instruction to our learners. And since it's a public school and our internet connectivity is not that strong for those in far-flung areas which will be covered in this institution is not that okay. So that's why the institution chooses modular printing. And these materials within these modules is quite within the standard since it is EDM. So that's it. We select modules in delivering the instruction to our learners. Previously, before the pandemic came in, the way I select materials for the instruction, particularly in my subject taught to my learners, I'm making myself very careful in selecting the appropriate materials that will be utilized during the instruction, since not all learners are quite having high intelligence. So that is why a week before the regular classes, I do having this assessment. So determining their learning styles, their their intelligences. So having the assessment of that to determine the strengths and weaknesses of the learners in a way how they will learn.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, we forgot to ask you this before the interview started.
Okay.
So, sir, what is the subject that you are teaching?
Okay. First semester I taught oral comm, and this second semester I am teaching reading and writing skills.
Senior high school.
Yes, it's for senior high school.
So, is the curriculum that was given by the Department of Education have any specificity on the instructional materials that you would use?
So the Department of Education, we have given the suggested references, but somehow there are times that the content is somehow difficult to manage. So that is why a teacher must have this initiative that he or she should make ways or strategy in order to deliver what it is intended to be delivered in a way that the learners will be able to connect.
Oh, sir,
Okay, continue.
and the last question, how do you evaluate this instructional material? Like you said, the assessment that you have done after conducting your class, after using this instructional material. If you have whatever the result of the assessment, how do you make use of it?
Okay. So right after we select whichever we think is appropriate for our learners, we develop them during or in the process of delivering it. So right after you have delivered your lesson, of course, to check, to examine whether your learners have absorbed or learned from what you have delivered, you do evaluation. That's correct. So every time you deliver a lesson, it is quite appropriate and it is being recommended that you should do some formative assessment. Okay, whether it is paper pencil test or performance or group activity. I do evaluate so that I will learn myself that how my learners able to attain, able to get. Okay. Now, if I found in the result, if a few of them learned, a few of them did not, so of course I will have focus my attention also to those who have not able to catch up the lesson by means of making remediations. So the question, why do we make assessment? The essence of that is to evaluate yourself if your selected materials, instructional materials, has become effective and efficient in the delivery. So if you find that something is lacking, then you make some improvisations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for
Okay.
letting us observe.